Cancer, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead. This is the biggest deck I own, I swear. It's the Next World Tarot by Christy C. Road. It's a big deck, but I have big hands, so I can kind of make it work. So I'm really quite lucky in that sense. I never thought I'd appreciate my hands being quite so big until now. Right, let's see what we've got. I get them from my great nana. All the normal housekeeping stuff is down below. So anything about decks or personal reads or anything like that, it's all down there. Let's see what we got. What have we got for Cancer? 7 of Wands. And the Devil. Wow, okay. So you have, yeah, the 7 of Wands and the Devil. Normally the 7 of Wands is defense, like feeling defensive, but this says courage, because something's going on. You're going backwards into some shadow work, Cancer. I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy, but you've got to stay strong. Try and get rid of any negativity by lighting black and white candles for clarity. Positivity is the white candle, and black gets rid of negativity. Salt cleansings. But yeah, no, you've got shadow work coming in. This could be to do with a Capricorn, by the way. This could involve a Capricorn who restricts you. They really do make you smaller than you are. They come in and they minimise you, whether that's your feelings or make you minimise yourself, make yourself put in a box. That's why you need the strength, because you've got to work through that. Money and stuff is like important to this person. So I don't know if this is a parent that thought, well, you'll bring up issues of what they've done and they'll just go, yeah, but you had XYZ stuff. You had stuff. Ace of Pentacles, the roots of the earth. You need to protect your energy from them. There's an element of toxicity about them. This can be a new beginning, and this can either be a new beginning with them or it can be a new beginning without them. That's up to you. That's how you deal with that shadow work that you're doing. But things have got to change, whether that's setting new boundaries, or then the boundaries either include them being allowed in or they are them being excluded. Redistribution. Moon in Taurus. Oh, this is like, I'm really getting mother. Do you know what I mean? Like a mother that's toxic. Wow. And they make out like they help you, but they really don't overall. Maybe a couple of times they've helped you and they keep throwing that in your face. They've helped you, but really you had to kind of help yourself, because that help's really not kind of been there. It's implied that it's there if you want it, but when you actually need it, it's not really there. Like when disaster hits, you kind of have to look after yourself. And they make you believe that you can't manage without them, but you bloody well can, especially if you've got kids, Cancer. If you've got kids, and they make out they're a great grandparent or whatever, but I think they're about as useful to the kids as they are to you. And you know deep down, yeah, this is stuff coming up to light. This is shadows of your past coming up to be processed. You're ready for it, Cancer. I think this is trauma that happened from childhood and you've always been aware of it. Yeah, King of Wands. I think now you want to do it. I think you want to process it. I think you want to deal with it. I think you want to take care of it. I think you've got a fire up your ass to sort it. Like, this is not holding me back anymore. It's time for me to deal with it. Take action on it. Because it's restrictive. The energy from them is really restrictive. Like, they don't let you think that you can thrive without them. Every time you deal with them, you feel defensive, like you're going into battle, like, what fresh shit show are we going to have today? Do you know what fresh guilt trip am I going to have? Well, I didn't call for a week because I was busy having a life with the kids. What fresh guilt trip am I going to get? How am I going to be told that I can't cope with things? I think if you've got mental illness issues, they make out it's much more than it is in order to like keep you in that place where you think you need them, but you don't need them because you're kind of doing it without them anyway. You just kind of let them think that you aren't. I don't know why you do that. The world, yeah, Earth, Capricorn, Saturn. It's done. The only thing that's being restricted now is them. I think you're closing a chapter, setting new boundaries, and they're not in your circle of truth, your circle of trust. They're not in it. And that's, the world comes after the judgment. Like, have you learnt your lesson? And I think, yeah, this time you're dealing with the issues, you're processing that. They can't touch you after this. This is you finding the help you need to sort it out once and for all. I love this empowering energy, Cancer. I really love it. To be your true self. There's also elements of yourself. I don't know if this is sexuality or gender identity, whether you identify as non-binary or trans, I don't know. Or straight, gay, anywhere on the spectrum of LGBTQ+. Anything. It's like you can't be anything slightly queer. You can't allow yourself to do it because, like, openly and publicly, because how they've been with you. Like, you think if you came out as it, they'd just say you were doing it for show, like to prove a point, to draw attention to yourself, like, oh, you're just jumping on that bandwagon. And it's like, no, I'm not. This is who I am. They don't seem to love you for who you are. It's conditional love. They don't love you for who you are. They love you for who they want you to be, and when you perform to who they want you to be. They don't know you. They don't know you, Cancer. I'm really getting a Capricorn coming through, like, and certainly an Earth, like, there's a lot of Earth energy. And they get angry at you, or you are punished when you don't adhere to what they believe you should be doing. Even now as an adult. There were severe consequences for you when you were younger, when that happened. Yep, they just cause strife. They just cause strife. And they let you've learned a mechanism where you punish yourself. You literally punish yourself. And I don't know if you indulge in recreational, you have an addictive personality where you get addicted to things, whether that's buying things, eating things, smoking things, taking things, drinking things, I don't know. Whatever it is you do as a coping mechanism, a lot of it stems from this, if I'm perfectly honest. A lot of it stems from them and how they brought you up. The Messenger, Earth, Taurus, Venus, queer and... Do you know what? I'm really getting strong. This is... You can't be your true, authentic self. But now's the time to do that, to be yourself. Teach them, educate them. Set very clear boundaries. You're now the one in control, don't forget. You're the one in charge. You are the top of the hierarchy now. If they want to be in your life, you don't need them for house or board or food or raising. You don't have to please a parent because you need to stay under their roof. You don't have to do that. They've done their job. Do you know what I mean? If they wanted to do it properly, you wouldn't feel... If they'd done their job properly, you wouldn't be feeling like you're feeling now, perfectly honest. I know that sounds really harsh, but they didn't raise you. They had a child and they've decided to break them instead of encourage them to be their best version of themselves. And they wanted you to be incredible, but they didn't ever give you the belief that you could be incredible to go and chase it. So it's time for you to teach them what it means to be your parent. My kids teach me, I don't mean this like preachy, like I'm a good parent. I'm not, because I have so many things I have to do better. But my kids teach me something new about parenting every single day. And I really try. Sometimes I fall down. Truly, I fall down sometimes. And I fully know that in 20 years' time, that's going to come back and kick me in my ass. But I try to listen to them. Like, I do have times where I go, look, I know you're not happy right now. So if it's something I've done, you have to tell me, because I need to know how to be a better mum for you. Do you know what I mean? If they don't feel safe to say anything, even to you, like what you're doing wrong, how the hell are they going to set boundaries with anybody else? And you have to be able as a parent to listen to criticism from your child. You are not perfect, and you know you're not perfect. So why are you pretending to your child that you are and that what you say is right? It makes them doubt their own decision making. It makes them doubt their own inner compass, especially when you punish them for following it. And even more so when you're punishing them for following it and it still works out for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and you go, well, I kind of wish XYZ had happened so you'd know it was a stupid thing to do. Why would you wish ill on your child? Did you know what I mean? This is kind of like what you grew up like. You could have had XYZ happen to you. You're lucky it didn't. Oh, okay. Nothing like going out and teaching them to fear the world. And I think that's what they've done. They've taught you fear. They've taught you to not trust your own inner compass. They've taught you, and as you've come through, you've done some really hard work, Cancer, because it's been coming through in the read. You've been doing your work, and the last bit is to take on the fundamentals, the very, very, very early stuff, the childhood. It's time to go and deal with that, because until that's resolved. Arsenal, yeah. To me, this is somebody that has everything they need. You know what I mean? They're insular. They have everything they want, need. You may be creative and they don't allow you to follow your creative talents. I don't know. Tapping in, wiring, do you know what I mean? Tapping into energies, I don't know. But whatever it is that makes you you, it goes against everything that they told you had to be growing up. Or you made very clear that you were expected to follow a certain path, or a very narrow path of options, and what you want to be doesn't fit with that. It's time to shut down, set boundaries. Yeah, it says loss, Mars in Scorpio. I hate to say it, I think it's time to cut them out, which is really hard if you're a parent, but if it's your parents, do you know what I mean? This may be another person around you that does this to you, but if this is your parent, I'm really getting parents. It's time to step away so that they learn that they cannot, do you know what I mean? Set very firm boundaries, like, I'm not willing to accept this anymore. You've done X, Y, Z. I don't need you in my life. You don't make my life easier. Parents are supposed to make your life easier. Do you know what I mean? There's a safe part of call. If anything goes wrong, you need to know you can go home, that there will be food and a warmth and board for you. If anything, if you needed to go home, it's a safe space. And for me, this says that your home, their home, it's their home, not your home, isn't safe for you. Isn't a safe space for you. You feel toxic, like you go there and you dread it as you walk in the door, like, what fresh hell am I going to get served to me this time? What guilt trip? What way didn't I live up to your expectations? Oh, I'm really getting like airy fairy. Tuned into the waves, are you? Oh, okay, hippy dippy. Especially with the crystals that are here and the candles. Oh, think you're a witch, do you? Oh, okay. And they demean and demoralise everything that you do. They totally diminish everything. It's time to diminish them a little bit. And I don't mean that like you go and attack them. I mean like, I'm not willing to accept your behaviour, so bye-bye. I don't need you. I'm at a stage where I don't need you in my life. So you kind of have to make sure you put in the work where I want you in my life. And you don't want them in I've got the death card on the bottom. The death card. What doesn't serve you dies away so that better things can come in. Friends are the family we choose for ourselves, right? Just because they're your family and they gave birth to you and raised you as a child or whatever, that doesn't mean they have the right to tell you what you should do with your life. And it doesn't mean that you owe them anything, really. Obviously, if you owe them actual cash or whatever, that's between you and them. That's an arrangement. But that's not... that doesn't mean you owe them your soul. and they seem to want to control you and your decisions, so you fit the marionette they want you to be following, and that's not healthy, my love. That's not healthy. Let's see what we've got for the Inner Star Oracle deck before I go. Always evolving. You are always evolving, by the way. You have put so much work into this. So much work into this. Magical gratitude. I really get that you are trying to manifest something good for yourself. Your life. You're very witchy and magical. You have magic power within you, like powers of manifestation, which Cancers really are brilliant manifestors, by the way. Be mindful of your emotions when you're doing that, like what you're trying to bring in, because like I say, you're very powerful. So if you have any negative thoughts when you're trying to manifest that, you will manage to manifest negativity. That's what I mean by the mindful creation. Try and stay in a place of gratitude, like thank you so much for all I have. I know you've brought this in. I'm always in abundance. I know you're always going to bring me what I need. You know about that because I think you're already doing it. But you just have to set boundaries with them, very clear boundaries. And once you do, freedom, either from them completely, or they will just buck up and go, oh shit, okay, sorry, I've got to change. Also remember that an apology without changed behaviour is manipulation. And I think they've emotionally manipulated you in the past. That's why you're in the place that you are with them. And you kind of just need to deal with that, and how you go ahead with that, that's for you to decide. But there are big changes, and boundaries very clearly need to be set. And if there is trauma from your past, I would always recommend getting some form of therapy and help from a medical professional. They can guide you through it. I'm not a therapist. I'm just here to read cards and say what they say. So always go and get the relevant professional advice for things like that. But I really hope, Cancer, that you keep doing that work and you're strong enough to set those boundaries, because if you set a boundary and somebody gets cross about it, it shows that the boundary was there, is in the right place. It's there. You've proved that you put that up for a reason, because it's being tested. They're trying to breach that boundary. They had no respect for it. So yeah. Anyway, Cancer, hopefully I'll see you again next week. If you want to be notified of those reads coming up next week, or any reads that come up, feel free to subscribe down below. If you want a personal reading, again, the details are down below, along with everything else, along with decks and stuff. So and birth charts, fascinating astrology, birth charts, have a look into it, it's amazing. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye for now.